I'm a researcher at the Space Science and Technology Centre at Curtin University, and I am the project manager of the Global Fireball Observatory, and in Australia the Desert Fireball Network. The area that I work in STEMI is planetary science. I didn't really choose planetary science originally. When I finished high school I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I got some great advice from an astronaut, because that's the only thing I thought would be pretty damn cool, was go and do something that you really, really love and you'll become an expert. And if you're an expert and you love what you do, even if you don't get to become an astronaut, you can enjoy having an awesome career. I decided to go and do geology because someone said, oh, if you go out for a walk and you lick rocks and it makes them look shiny and you're really interested about the Earth, then maybe that's the subject for you. And geology was something for me when I was doing my high school in Canada that wasn't very well known. In WA and in Australia, mining is a pretty well known career. Where I was, we didn't really know, I didn't even know what geology was until this person came and talked to me about that. So I went and did a degree in geophysics, and it was a really, really cool degree. It was very, very multidisciplinary. There's lots of people there interested in so many different areas, and when we all graduated, not very many people went into the same careers. Some went into, yes, mining and the petroleum industry, some went into environmental. I think one of my favourites, one of my friends went to build waterways in Africa, and some of us went into research. I've always been really keen on astronomy, and I love taking pictures as well, and I got this amazing opportunity to come here to Australia to join the team of the Desert Fireball Network to do my PhD. So we basically take pictures all night, every night of the sky, and try and get pictures of really, really bright shooting stars so that we can find meteorites and figure out where these space rocks come from in our solar system, and maybe learn a little bit about how our solar system formed and maybe even why there's life on Earth. A typical work day for me is coming in, checking emails, and some people think, oh, that's actually really boring, but you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you'll get an email from a collaborator who's on a completely different time zone, who's emailed you during the middle of the night with a really cool science question and keen to have a chat about some new and exciting science, and that's always really good fun. Then try and get a little bit of writing some academic papers, which is really good fun as well. I think the best part of my day is discussing with other team members and trying to figure out how the data that we have and the really cool observations we get with our cameras can lead to a greater understanding of the universe, which is pretty cool. Working with a really awesome multidisciplinary group. So here at Space Science and Technology Centre, we've got so many different backgrounds of people all coming into this area of planetary science. So we've got mathematicians, we've got astronomers, we've got engineers, we've got geochemists, myself as a geophysicist, and we've all kind of come from these amazingly different backgrounds, but we've all got those really unique STEM skills, and we get to apply those and come together, and we speak in the same language to answer some really cool science questions. Not necessarily don't like, but it's a benefit as well, is that it's very, very flexible in terms of work hours. So we can come in at like 10 o'clock in the morning and get a nice lie in, but it usually means that I don't actually leave until 10, 11 o'clock at night. So because it's so flexible, you actually end up working a really, really long amount of time, but that's kind of up to the individual. That's just me personally. I just get so drawn into the exciting stuff I do during the day. I guess a myth about the field that I'm in, research in general, and I'm in what we call blue sky research. So we're just trying to look at the fundamentals of science and answer some really cool basic questions of how the universe evolved and formed and things like that. And a lot of people think maybe that's not really, how is that going to push our society forward and benefit society back here down on Earth? But I'd say that's a really big misconception, that blue sky research isn't worth the money, basically. I think if you manage to really develop those STEM skills, whether it's at university doing something that you really, really love, or in life in general, is going to give you that really key background and understanding to be able to communicate with other people, solve problems, and make the world a better place.